The the importance of us. It's talking about our current readings are talking about how the birthing of the new elevated self is in progress and how important it is that groups like this come together with well, I'll just put my note down here. The elevated self is manifesting through form, and it's rooted in the sharing of its birthing through and with each one of us. So it's really important for us to be gathering as a group, creating this energy that's then translated and given to the rest of the world. So I would like to take a minute just to hmm, share the manifestation. And I know each one of you has having your moments of its manifesting as well now. But I was working on this intentions thing that I've mentioned 2 or 3 times here recently. And I just want to walk through that again and talk how it manifesting in the world. So I had this thought as I want to discover all of me in wholeness, in peace, with love, and in joy. And this one has a deepness to it. Who am I? What kind of power do I have to create a way of living daily life in peace, with love, and in joy? And it's morphing into this discovery of the power to create that. And I'm finding the clarity of that's all always in the mind in this moment. As soon as I discover any sense of separation, there's not even any judgment. It's just a vital energy that I'm not connected to. And just noticing and allowing that reconnection, if you will. So, yesterday's manifestation is I'm watching myself take anything that seems out there and bringing it inside to be with it and experience it and to realize and watch myself with this power to create peace and love and joy in my mind in that moment. And then it just radiates naturally. So I went down, I test drove a pickup yesterday, and it's the first time I've test drove something new like that in probably 30 years, no kidding. But it was the young man that was involved, the salesman. Turns out he was autistic, and he had a engineer father that would not allow him to be labeled that way, and just helped him take each one of those and learn his way through what's the feeling. How do I express it? How do I see it in others? This kid's a heck of a salesman now. And so an autistic person, and our connection became one where neither one of us wanted to leave the dealership from it. So the joy was in the relationship that came out of it naturally. And so today's reading is all about seeing this body very differently. It and seeing it and the service it has to offer to us, I think probably first, and then to whoever's in our sphere, which obviously morphs into far more than that. So we are on, I guess I better check and see if there's any Kindle readers out there. We are on page 69. Uh, I'll have to go back and do a little building to catch up, which I've already done a bit on the body. But it's chapter 11 under Servants of Holy Love. And I guess about 2/3 of the way through number 2, more art, more music, more poetry. Okay. Before I get started, I want to take a minute and just check and see if there's somebody that had something that they felt called to say. If not, we'll continue.
Hey
Okay.
Frank, I need to know what the I know it's chapter 11. What section?
Uh, well, it's under section two,
Uh-huh.
one, two, gosh, about 5 or 6 paragraphs further in, it says, let me now address a specific aspect is where it starts. That's pretty close to the end, Thomas. Very close to
Okay,
the end,
I got
actually.
it. I got it. Let me now address. You got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Uh, so going back to seeing this body differently, and I think I'll walk through a couple of things that I checked that got me there this morning. The body never gave or took anything from you. Rather, the secret is in your relationship with it. And this, as I have already said, is closely linked to how you relate to me as the spirit of love and wisdom, and therefore how you relate to yourself. There is no difference between the purpose you assign to the body and the purpose you attribute to all things, including yourself. And then I think for me, was the real shift in really capturing this idea. Glad and I were touching on this when before the group even started. That's on page 68, first paragraph, last sentence. Without the body, there would be no possibility of manifesting love in time and space. There would be no way for love to manifest. Does that not show us how important we are? This allowing to come through individual bodies and into the world? And then a little bit further down, we'll be ready to launch here. If the purpose of the body is to make known the unmanifested, what other role can it have but to extend love so that you know who you are? For this reason, I say its only function is to serve love. And I'm going to see because I was so pleased to, uh, George, you had an impact the last time I did this in your reading, and I'm wondering if you are up to speed on the book and open to reading today, starting us out.
Frank, Georgie actually left us a message.
Oh, shoot.
She's not able to read today. She's
Okay.
listening.
All right. Well, then I will shift over and just, Thomas, would you take a minute to just sink in to this and then read the first, gosh,
The first paragraph or two paragraphs or
why don't we just read until it feels right to stop?
okay. All right, thank you.
Hmm.
All right, let me now address a specific aspect of human bodily experience, physical drives, which are an aspect of the creative impulses reflected in the body. In other words, they refer to the creative capacity. This means that their source is not the body, but the soul, which can express itself through the corporeal aspect. I don't know how to say that word. Yeah. Although this is not its only way of expression, because of what they are, they can be linked to the truth of what you are or what you are not. I'm going to look that word up real quick. It says uh, corporeal, of relating to a person's body, especially as opposed to their spirit. Okay, so let me try that sentence again. This means that their source is not the body, but the soul, which can express itself through the corporeal aspect, although this is not its only way of expression. Because of what they are, they can be linked to the truth of what you are or what you are not. As you know, the mind has the ability to distort the meaning of love and therefore your true identity. But when you live united to the love you are, creative forces gather around the holy expressions of love. This concerns the body as well as the mind and heart. This is why art will increasingly play a predominant role in the daily lives of those on earth. Naturally, the use of the body for merely physical appearance or for a psychosomatic gratification or as a means to reinforce an identity not of love and truth will cease to exist. It will give way to a new expression. In this new expression, both the physical and also the spiritual aspects will be included because of the unity that both are.
It's probably
All
a
right.
good place to stop,
Yeah.
Thomas. By the way, thank you for looking up that word. I actually asked Alexa to look it up for me. The same thing, and then it was good to hear that again. Um, and one short observation was talking about art will increasingly play a predominant role in the daily lives there on of those on Earth. It struck me as art of thought is also a part of that package. It's just not an expression of the physical.
Yeah,
Anyway, go
Frank, I
ahead.
have that underlined too. I have that highlighted. And isn't it interesting that art is not cerebral, like trying to, be
Mhm.
productive. It's about the other side of the brain, not so much productive, right? So much just allowing allowing creativity, right, to come through the body. Yeah, yeah, interesting. Good perspective of the body. Just allowing like a conduit, allowing art to flow through it. And that could be art of thought. Yeah, that's a good point. Or art of relationship, art of listening.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
music or painting
You
or
know,
all.
gosh, uh, I haven't thought of this guy in decades, but the angriest person I've ever witnessed in my life was this Native American man young man that had watched his father commit suicide in front of him. So that would be a kind of the root where his anger came from. But in using something that already worked for him for a different purpose, man, this guy had pieces of art that was staggering. And I wanted because when you're in that creative space, all of that stuff disappears. So connecting him to that discomfort of the anger and rage and taking that into his art and letting it express through that was a mechanism for him that was when he brought in that actual piece of art to share with us that he had created. I've seen a lot of beautiful Southwest art, but this was right up at the very top. So it was just think about that. What do we already have that works and let it serve a different purpose? Christina, I see that hand of yours hanging up there.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that, and you said it as you were speaking, it's the body is allows for the expression of that love and that creativity. It's how we can connect from within to without.
Hmm.
My, that's all I have.
Well, it's pretty sacred when we do that, though, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Any other thoughts? Okay, I see Chris over here, and then Ruben.
Yes. Yes, yes. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Um, so enjoying the vibrant smiles and the really deep wisdom that is shared here. Um, yeah, when used by the ego or the human experience, the body is limited and needs protection, sometimes defense, things like that. But when used by the soul or the spirit, it could be a lovely communication device of love, expressing. Um, and yeah, the mind, the small mind, I call it the brain, and the body could react and distort the meaning of love in any given time when it's triggered. Um, so the key for me is to just be vigilant to that reaction and witness it. And if I need to share it, I could share it as, for example, I'm witnessing some upset feelings passing as I share about those feelings, because so many relationships out there is about sharing the weakened state or the feeling, and share how we move through it. So how can I practice? We practice true empathy, to empathize, communicate in that strength, so we could talk about being in the body, but not of the body in any given situation. I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Wonderful. Ruben.
Well, just following what Chris was saying, in the middle of the first chapter, it say this means that their source is not the body, but the soul. The soul. And in the second paragraph, as you know, the mind has the ability to distort the meaning of love, and therefore your true identity. But when you live united to the love you are, creative forces gather around the holy expressions of love. And when I live united to the love I am, and for me, love means this instant, this moment. This moment is all there is. When I am united to this moment, I am united to love. When I am united to this moment, I am united to the Christ mind. I am united to God. I am united to everything. This moment. In this moment, there is only peace. This is my real thought. This moment is a real thought. It comes from God. This moment is all there is. When I was born in the physical world, this moment was there. I didn't know. Wherever I go, this moment, Ruben, is who you are. This moment, Ruben, is without thought. It is without belief. This moment. And it was, the music for today. We were in this moment feeling it. Every cell, the physical body, everything, mind, everything it was just one. With the music, we become one. We drop all the past, all the faces, all image, and we become one. So this moment, I say, that's who we are. That's who I am. This moment is love. I just need to drop and embrace this moment. Bring all my attention to this moment and realize, Ruben, let this moment lead the way. This moment is love, peace. This moment is God. This moment is who you are. And in this moment, there is nothing else than unity. And the body can feel it, this physical body. Every physical body can feel it. We just need to show up to this moment, and this moment tell us, guide us where to go. Thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you, Ruben. This moment is what we are as well. Thank you for sharing that. Georgie, I noticed you went in and out, but are you up to speed where we're at on the book here? What paragraph and whatnot? Okay. I would love to have you read if you're open to that. And if
I
so,
would love to. Yeah.
the sentence above where it starts in this new expression, would you start there, please?
Which sentence are we starting?
Right above the paragraph, if you understand what is being said here in this new expression.
On page 69.
Yeah, did I put you in the wrong one here? Thomas, you finished up on that third paragraph naturally, didn't you? No? Oh, I'm off. I'm off here. All right. Well, we better back you up then. Pardon me. And have you start where naturally the use of the body.
Okay. Okay. Naturally, the use of the body for merely physical appearance or for psychomatic gratification or as a means to reinforce an identity not of love and truth will cease to exist. It will give way to a new expression. In this new expression, both the physical and also the spiritual aspects will be included because of the unity that both are. If you understand what is being said here, you will observe that in the new humanity that is emerging and is one with love, the creative forces are increasingly transmuted from the physical to the non-physical and from the dense to the subtle. This involves what arises from both ideas and from both bodily drives. In other words, there will be more art, more expressions of the heart, more music and dance, and less corporality in the way this was understood in the previous state of human consciousness. It will be a humanity in which the physical and the spiritual will be so intertwined that there will be no distance between one and the other. One effect of this will be that even bodies will no longer be as dense as in previous eras. Everything will be more subtle as a consequence of a consciousness rooted in love.
Thank you. Wow.
That uses my favorite word, intertwined. We're intertwined here in this moment. So beautiful. Thank you for letting me read.
Oh, yes. Fantastic ending comment there, Georgie. You know, I don't want to forget because sometimes, well read. Thank you. Uh, Sometimes we have those that want to hear it again. So I want to at least put that out there, whether we need to repeat this or just open it to discussion? Ruben says yes. Glad, would you be open to rereading that section, please?
Certainly, Frank. Thank you. Starting with naturally?
Yes.
Okay. Naturally, the use of the body for merely physical appearance or for psychosomatic gratification or as a means to reinforce an identity not of love and truth will cease to exist. It will give way to a new expression. In this new expression, both the physical and also the spiritual aspects will be included because of the unity that both are. If you understand what is being said here, you will observe that in the new humanity that is emerging and is one with love, the creative forces are increasingly transmuted from the physical to the non-physical, from the dense to the subtle. This involves what arises from both ideas and from bodily drives. In other words, there will be more art, more expressions of the heart, more music and dance, and less corporality. In this way, this was understood in the previous state of human consciousness. It will be a humanity in which the physical and the spiritual will be so intertwined that there will be no distance between one and the other. One effect of this will be that even bodies will no longer be as dense as in previous eras. Everything will be more subtle as a consequence of a consciousness rooted in love. I can't help but share this in light of this expression. Last week I was in a workshop around intergalactic awareness, and in a sort of an amusing moment, the leader of the group said, "You know, when you start meeting intergalactics, you need to be a little careful because they don't understand showing your teeth, smiling, because some of the beings out there have very large teeth and very pointed teeth. So the way the intergalactics communicate is through expressing from their heart, from sharing love from their heart. That's their smile. And I love that idea that we're in that place now that experiencing our from a physical place, we're sharing love that way and not from the surface appearance, and that's really who we are. But anyway, I thought that was amusing. Thought I'd share that with you.
I'm going to be looking beyond the teeth now, Glad.
Yes, exactly.
uh, any other thoughts out there? Yes, Thomas.
Yeah, the word subtle was used at least twice in that, and the kind of the contrast between dense and subtle. I couldn't help but thinking the difference between the masculine and feminine. To me, my feminine is coming on board more and more lately, but that subtle connection, I'm sure for me belongs to the feminine aspect, and the density for me belongs to the masculine aspect. So nice transitioning. I think maybe we're all doing it, no matter what gender we are, but we're moving toward a subtle, like intuitive, and I really experienced it in the Ana groups where it's all really rich women steeped in this spiritual wisdom, and the difference between subtle and dense is really apparent to me. So that's really where I want to go. I want to go more into that subtle energies that, yeah, it's really been my intention for the last couple of years, and it's happening thanks to the feminine's contribution in my life. So thank you.
You're making me stop and think there, Thomas, that that moment of pausing to go inside, I think probably could be is the feminine. And that place of knowing. So I'll go back to this young man yesterday, and I find myself doing it online with you guys, uh, different ones, different times, but knowing who you are and to be sitting across from someone who has no clue what all this stuff is, but feeling that I know who you are changes the actual dynamics of the communication. If nothing else, they're picking up on the energy. Chris?
Wow, beautifully said, Mark. I really love how you presented that. To me, that's exactly what happens. I appreciate Ruben's experience of the holy instant. That's when fear exits in the moment. And if it's going from dense to subtle, all I need to do is keep on staying in the moment in that holy instant and witness it with love. It starts to vibrate at a higher frequency as I stay in that higher frequency. Thus, the word that comes to mind is polarization, alchemy, transmutation, all the above, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, this morning I was talking to a friend and I was sharing an experience that I did that within myself. And he wanted to know more about the fear. And I said, I could point to you what I am, that experience, and let you know how that fear faded, but I'm not going to get into the fear. So it was, it's quite a paradox that we're talking about, the physical intertwined with the spiritual, because for me to intertwine the spiritual with the physical, I have to unwind the intertwining of perception with reaction, those knots that Buddhism talks about. The reaction is intertwined with the perception, but if I step back in a higher vibration of love, of awareness, it slowly undoes itself, becoming subtler and subtler until the same thing happens the next time, and it doesn't happen at the button has been undone, the electrical current of that. I had an experience like that just a few days ago, and I shared it in another group. Ruben knows about it. I was in Maryland, near Washington, D.C., near Baltimore, and I was parked, and there was a truck taking 2 meters, so I wasn't too sure which meter do I feed. So I fed the one right next to my car. But apparently when I came back, I saw a parking ticket. It only cost me $2 to park, and the traffic ticket was $50. And it increases double that amount in a few days. So, of course, as soon as I found it, here I am witnessing that, because I was vibing, I was all prayed up in the restaurant, practicing being present, being the observer, being conscious of the words I use, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I was all vibratory prayed up. And when that happened, I saw it when it reacted within myself and undid that. And I was actually caring for the people around that were so upset about the situation. And of course, what I was guided to do, which felt very much guidance because I was already at peace. So peace, when I cultivate that, when something happens, I immediately want to cultivate that. And in that peace, I get guidance because that's what the small, still voice for the spirit does. I took the image of the truck. I took, I made an image of the receipt that was in my cell phone, in my debit card, and I'm all set. I have the receipt and the image of the truck taking two, and blessing. I started blessing the police, the parking, the county. May they be at peace and may they be happy. May they live with love and compassion. And extending what I want in that situation, to remain at peace, to remain happy despite that ticket. And it all flowed very nicely. And I know vibrationally, and in my words, I affected those that were upset at the time, but also because of vibrational quality of love and its extension, I know I have a sense it was like a tsunami of love affecting the entire world just by that act. Yeah, I'm complete. Thank you.
Love heals all things, including the meter maid. Glad I see you found the book.
I'm looking at the same sentence basically that we were talking about. One with love, the creative forces are increasingly transmuted from the physical to the non-physical, from the dense to the subtle.
Bradley
And,
Carmen.
I was talking to Frank earlier about this book that that's been in my bookcase for a long time, and it's called The Mind of the Cells, and it is or the willed mutation of the species, which I love that title, The Willed Mutation of the Species, which is what you're really speaking of, Chris, in your story, that you could will a different response to what was going on. And this is a story. This is a story of the caretaker of Mother Aurobindo in her last years, and she is literally experiencing the evolution of her body and her mind through her illness by looking at the mind of the cells itself. In other words, the penetration of this light, this energy that we're speaking of into the body, and actually experiencing what's occurring at the cellular level for us to go. And if you just don't mind, I'll read a little bit of it because I think it's
Perfect,
helpful.
yes.
If that's okay.
Sure.
The body is, this is her speaking. The body is learning the lesson of illness, and we can use also the lesson of fear if we want to in that same sentence, of the illusion of illness. It's very, very funny to perceive the difference between what is really there, the reality of the disorder, whatever it is, and the old habit of feeling it and receiving it, the ordinary habit, what we call an illness. I'm sick. It's very funny. In every case, if one keeps truly quiet, if one succeeds in remaining truly calm, there always comes a little light, a warm little light, very bright and extraordinarily quiet in the background, which seems to say, you only have to will it. Then the cells panic. What do you mean, will it? How can we will anything? An illness is upon us. We're overwhelmed. It's an illness. The whole comedy. Then something says, calm down, don't cling to your illness. And then they accept. On that point, they accept. The next minute, the illness is over. Not even 1 minute, in just a few seconds. It's over. And I love that because we're really talking about it at the level of the cells, the energy of the light penetrating the physical form into the cells, and the consciousness of the cells itself shifting because of our will for this to occur. And I was fortunate to be around an awakened teacher, and that body that he represented, when you touched him, and he was a very masculine man, but you could feel the body, how undense it was. There was no density in his muscles at all. He had transmuted literally so much within his physical body, the stuckness of energy in his physical form, and it was like it was quite wild actually to touch him and to feel how light he was, what a light body he was. Anyway, thank you. I'm complete.
Wow, thank you, Glad. Perfect segue to Ruben, because you and I were talking about the cellular level, which Ruben is so good about bringing into the thread of everything. Ruben.
Yes, and the first paragraph, well, yes, what we were reading. Naturally, the use of the body for merely physical appearance or for physical whatever gratification, or as a means to reinforce in identity, not a love, in truth, will cease to exist. And I love the next line. It will give way to a new expression. And that is my experience. When I bring all my attention to this moment, just to this moment, I had to get out of the past and of the future and just to be in this moment. I cannot believe. I used to be a professional dancer, and I remember the first time that I was on the stage, my debut. It took me more than a year and a half to be in the place. I wasn't there before. I was like a public, just watching on the sides. But now I'm in the middle, in the stage, and suddenly it's dark. And I see a bunch of, it's dark, but still I can see all these people all over. I got stage frightening. And it was very obvious. My crew, the whole ballet thing, goes one side and Ruben goes the other side. I mess it up. But I was thinking too much. And they told me many times, let the music lead the way. I was thinking. And as soon as I let all the thing go, I was able to join the whole crew. See, without thinking, without thought. And that's what I learned. This moment is without thought, Ruben. This moment is the Christ mind. This moment is the truth. And in this moment, we can see and feel without those big tits, Glad, that you mentioned. I remember the first time that I watched the movie The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. Everybody's doing fine. A bunch of tits, different forms, but they just love each other. Let love lead the way. All these aliens being together. I'm like, so, and it is true. In other words, there will be more art, more expressions. It's just from this moment. I found a lot of peace in this moment. For me, this moment is everything, because this moment is eternal. I say this moment is God. This moment is the place where everything is created in this moment. And in this moment, there is only oneness. It has another name, Ruben: Spirit, God, Christ mind, Jesus, the true self. But it's this moment, and it's here. And the physical body, the physical universe is included in this moment. That's wholehearted. That's embodiments of love. This moment. I'm like, thank you, Father. I'm complete.
Outstanding, Ruben. Christina, I saw your hand up there.
Yeah, I actually just chatted to Glad. I was hoping for the title of that book. I think that would be.
Yeah, I wrote that down too and thanked her for giving me another book to read.
But I don't have the book title. So I think I need my glasses for that. What is it? It's blurred.
Glad
You're
you're on
muted.
mute.
You're muted.
The Mind of the Cells.
Thank you. And the
And
author?
and the subtitle is The Willed Mutation of the Species, of our species.
I've been doing a lot of reading in that area. And
Yeah.
it's
It's
fascinating.
beautiful. The author is Satprem, Satprem, Satprem.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
For those that I didn't get to, Hub and Africa and Joan, just let you know that you were seen and felt for sure. We're going to be segueing into the invitation for our individual and group energy to be sent out to the world through our ending meditation. I have to thank Mark on this because I asked him for 3 of the affirmations that Sebastian uses in his book. So what I'll do is I'll have my usual nature and water sound, and I'll interject these 3 ideas occasionally as we finish up today. So, Iona, if you can cue that up, it'd be much appreciated.
I will. And one thing I wanted to say is that the way Sebastian talks about them is as identity reminders.
Thank you.
Identity reminders.
Thank you. Hope you get well really quick.
Is that a good volume, Frank?
It is for me because I have to search to go into it.
Okay, perfect.
I am the love that lives in me. My brother and I are one. I am love and nothing but love. And deeper. I am the love that lives in me. Extending it to all our brothers and sisters. My brother and I are one. I am love and nothing but love. Him we are. Taking it right down to the minute. Thank you, everybody, for the shared love that we are this morning. And may we all create a beautiful day.